Welcome to the Unemployed Journeyman, and in today's episode, we're no longer unemployed because we have a new club. Welcome to Fukushima United in the Japanese J3 League. Oh, here we are, folks. We are at Fukushima FC in the Japanese J3 League, and it says it here, breaking news, Fukushima United FC, higher heels. They've confirmed the appointment. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 44... No, never mind that. He is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Fukushima Stadium. He replaces the previous manager, Mr. Kobayashi. Some factions in the media have been touting Hill as a favourite for the job all along, and his appointment has created much discussion around the club. Fukushima currently find themselves well down the J3 League table in 19th place. That's news to me. I didn't think the season had started. Fukushima have lost 3 of their last 5 games in the league. Fukushima United FC have lost 3 of their last 5. Well, you just said that. You said it twice. Right, let's click next. We were founded in 2002. There's no director of football, but thankfully I do have an assistant manager in Soichiro Ito. I will apologise now. There's going to be loads and loads of pronunciations that have gone wrong. While we're reading through all this, how about leaving a like on the video? It's the first episode of a new club. Let's get it out there to everybody. Let's get people watching it. Let's create a great community and get involved in the comments as well. Tell me about your experiences in the J3 League, or for that matter, any other wonderful, strange, obscure league around the world that you might have managed in. Right, Fukushima Stadium, 21,000 capacity, built in 1994. We're already knocked out of the All Japan Cup and we're currently 19th in the J3 League, as we know. That's no surprise. We would have seen that in the last episode. They have won 2 Tohoku football leagues. Presumably that's the old J League, J3 or whatever. Japanese East Shakijin tournament. They've won on 1 occasion. And they've won the Tohoku Football League Division 2 South. So they are quite a lowly little team, is Fukushima. Although Fukushima are enduring an 11-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 2012, the club still have a history of which they can be justly proud. Fukushima finished runners-up in the Shakijin Cup in 2012, won the Japanese 5th tier in 2011 and 2012. How did they win the same tier 2 years in a row? And finished runners-up on 3 occasions, won the Japanese 6th tier for the only time in 2008, and finished runners-up once and won the East Japan Shakijin in 2012. I mean, you said that up there. They're repeating a lot of things on this, aren't they? Finances are secure, so that's a bonus, I suppose. This is our actual squad. Now, one thing I do need to let you know as well is, following feedback from the Bottoms Up series, I have changed the skin colour for the player attributes, and I've also unchecked the box that says disable player attribute masking. So anyone that we've not scouted or don't have extensive knowledge of, we're not going to see their attributes. And if we do, it'll be something like 11 to 15 and things like that. And like I said, we'll go through the attributes shortly, but we currently play a 4-2-3-1. I want to move away from a 4-2-3-1, but if we have to put it into place when we first get there, then so be it. Top earner is Yamamoto. Our captain is also Yamamoto. He's also our key player. He's a goalkeeper. Our top scorer is Hiroto Yuki, which is this chap here. But otherwise, I mean, a hot prospect was somebody else. We'll get to that in a moment. In this episode, we will just be looking around the club, looking at what we've got. The first game with Fukushima will be in tomorrow's episode. So that will be a really fun time. Board culture, sign players under the age of 23. We know all about this anyway. Work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation, maximum 1-year contract for players under the age of 32. Be competitive in the All Japan Cup. I mean, we're out of it, so I don't know how we can be. Avoid relegation from the J3 League. And then next season record a J3 League top half finish. Okay, so to avoid relegation, and that's all required as well. There's no negotiating on that one. Tomio Yamada is our chairperson. The support culture is strive to make progress on and off the pitch, remain in the J3 League, so basically avoid relegation, be competitive against Iwaki if we happen to play against them. So Iwaki are obviously our main rivals. We will have a meeting with the backroom staff once a month. Schedule a press conference to meet the media. And yeah, fine. I don't really like doing it, but that's what we'll do. Confirm, and here we are. We are at Fukushima United. So they've confirmed me as manager. Playing time expectations for next season. We'll deal with that next season. Youth intake preview. I mean, it says excellent, but the highest grade is a C. This isn't a great year in central midfield, so I'm not expecting much by way of that. The support profile is 12% hardcore, 33% core, 22% family, 13% fair weather, 19% casual, 1% corporate. The supporters' influence on the board is moderate. We have 16.3k followers on social media. I'll admit I'm not one of them. We have 450 season ticket supporters with no waiting list. Season expectations, we know all about that. Avoid relegation, yet we'll confirm that. Tactical direction we'll get to shortly, and set piece introduction we'll get to shortly as well. In fact, we can probably do that now. We need a tactic first. We'll get to the tactic in a moment. What I do want to do is I want to have a look at our squad. So let's head over to the squad screen and we'll have a look at what our players are like and whether we've actually got any chance of avoiding relegation. Okay, here we are on the squad screen, and the first thing that jumps out at me is we've got some pretty good ability players here. We do have two goalkeepers, which is a relief. If we have a look at the ability, I mean, we've Kobayashi and Yamamoto are our two main players. So Kobayashi plays on the right-hand side. He's not quite as good if he plays a bit. I mean, he can play anywhere along that right-hand side. To be fair, he's 32 years old, so he is a bit of an older gentleman. His contract runs out. Blimey, his contract runs out on the 31st of January 2024, which is 5 months' time. Need to look at when this season runs and whatever else. But as you can see, this is probably not the best way to show off my new attribute thing. But basically, anyone that's 16 and upwards, that's got an attribute of 16 and upwards, will be in yellow. They were previously in red. The next attribute, I think, from 11 to 15 is in a light blue colour, with below that in green and then below that in grey. That's basically so that you can see the attributes a bit better. Hopefully that does work out that way. I suppose we'll soon see. But hopefully this is already an improvement on the red and the dark blue and whatever else that we had previously. So he's our right. I mean, he's good at crossing, so I'm assuming he's a winger. Yeah, he is a winger. Then we have Yamamoto, who's our goalkeeper. So immediately he will be. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had a 5.5 star or 4.5 star, goalkeeper. He is amazing. He's a veteran goalkeeper, 38 years old. Oh my word, he is an old man. His contract has an extra year on it to Kobayashi. We then have our next best player is Yuta Nobe, something like that. 3.5 star with 4-star potential. He's 25 years old. He's potentially a striker, can play in the attacking midfield. He does like to play as a shadow striker. Otherwise, he'll be a false nine. So we're probably going to employ him there as a shadow striker if we are going to do that 4-2-3-1. After that, we have Kosuke Tanaka, who likes to play as a wing back. I mean, he doesn't really play in any of the positions that we'd want him in, to be quite honest. And he's actually leaving in a few months' time anyway. I mean, what's their squad? 'Cause that looks a pretty small squad, I have to say. So we have a squad of 20 players, and one of our best players is going to be leaving very shortly. I mean, is everyone leaving? Because Kosuke Tanaka, who again plays in this thing, I mean, it's probably a good job they are leaving because we don't really need them. So Nobe is leaving on a free transfer. Tanaka is joining Nagano. We are playing in real world mode, by the way, so we need to check what players we've got coming in. Hiroto Yuki is our striker, although he's not particularly good. I mean, quite weirdly, he can play as a striker or a centre-back. I mean, he's 5'9". I'm probably not going to be playing him as a centre-back. Then we have Makato Kwanishi, who plays as a no-nonsense centre-back. I mean, I hate no-nonsense. One thing I have noticed on FM24 this year is the amount of people that want to be wide centre-backs. it's usually like there'll be 3.5 star for wide centre back and then 3 star or 2.5 star for anything else. And it's just like, why does every defender in the game want to be a wide centre back? This guy, to be fair, doesn't. I mean, he's only 5'10" as a centre back. I'm not sure if height is going to be something I get in the J League, but he's leaving on a free transfer as well. It feels like everyone's leaving. Then Kota Mori, I mean, he's staying. He plays in that role there that we've already got someone for. He can play on the right, which we've already got someone for. He don't really like playing on the left-hand side. Then Shun Obu as a centre-back. I mean, he's 6'2", to be fair. He's got... Oh, there you go, jumping bit. That's in the yellow. So let me know in the comments if that yellow is visible for you and if it's an improvement on the old red that we had there. See, there you go, wide centre-back. To be fair, he can do a central defender as well. Kazuki Dohana, 24 years old, does have an extra star of potential about him. He's another 5'10" centre-back. Again, wants to be a wide centre. This is what I mean. Why does everybody want to be a wide centre-back? It is crazy. Okay, we'll have a look at... I mean, we've got someone here that's got plenty of potential about him. He can play in the defensive midfield area. He's 2.5 star with 4.5 star potential. Amazing first touch. He isn't much good aside from that, but he, like I say, he does have potential. He wants to be a deep line playmaker on defend. So, again, another one here, Kai Toshiba. I mean, he's leaving on a free transfer as well. We have got a lot of players leaving. If we go to the transfer section, oh my word. So, this is business they've already done, which doesn't really affect us. But if we have a look at future transfers, wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players going out and 11 players coming in. They're all loans and free transfer business. So if we have a look at what's coming in, Yoshimaru is coming in. There you go. That's what I mean by the attributes. We've unchecked the box. We don't actually know how good he is. He's joining in 5 months' time. He's a goalkeeper, so presumably he's going to replace our current goalkeeper. Kichi Yajima is a striker. I mean, he's anything from 8 to 14 as a striker, so he's probably going to be nearer to the 8 than the 14. He's 28 years old. These are all coming in, well, these first 5 are coming in on the 1st of January, then the 4th of January, 5th of January, then 2 on the 6th of January. Yosuke Akiyama, he can play as a left back, so at least we're kind of getting a left back coming in. Yuto Oseki as a defensive midfielder. Hopefully some of these attributes are nearer the top end than the bottom end, because otherwise he's not going to be particularly good. Was that Oseki? Then Yuto Matsunagani. I'm going to struggle with these. He could be a centre-back or a left-back. 5'10". Probably will be a centre-back, to be honest. Ryuji Sawakami. Wants to be a striker, but has got a finishing of 8. Oh, he's already here. He must be on loan or something. He's a very poor striker. Then Takutu Kato is coming in on the 5th. He can be a defensive midfielder. And then Masayuki Yamada. He can be a centre-back. He can be a right-back or a right wing-back. 6'1". I mean, at the moment, I've not seen a right-back, so he might end up being a right-back. Takayaki Haragaya can play in defensive midfield or normal midfield. His natural fitness is excellent. His passing looks phenomenal, actually. He might be a decent player. He really might be a good player. I'm quite looking forward to him coming here. He's 24 years old. Hopefully he'll also have a bit of potential about him as well. Right, so that's who we've got coming in and whatever else. If we have a look at our schedule, oh my word, we have been terrible. Oh dear. We have won 1 league game all season. I mean, that is awful. We've got knocked out by Tiono, they're in the Nippon Soccer League. I mean, basically that's non-league to Japan, I think, and we got knocked out 1-0 by them. I mean, when you look at it, we tend to score a goal in every game. Wow. Okay. It turns out, folks, we're bad. We are really, really bad. So we need to come up with something pretty sharp. If we have a look at the J3 League, there's 20 teams. We're 19th at the moment. I'm assuming that's some kind of playoff position for relegation. Basically, we need to finish outside. I mean, to be fair, we only need one more point and we're outside that area. So we just need to try and climb the table. It don't matter where we finish as long as it's not in the bottom two, basically. And so there's going to be 38 games in the season. We're at the exact halfway point in the season. Who's the team we beat? We beat Nara in the J3 League. Nara, a mid-table to be fair. In terms of the actual when the season ends, so we're playing now in July, August, September. So the season ends on the 2nd of December. And by the looks of it, it starts again in March. So the players we've got with us at the moment are here for the rest of the season. Can we look at the rules? Here we go. Let's have a look at the rules. So you've got the J3 League and then there's relegation, promotion, playoff, final. So there's a playoff final as well. So, okay, so one team goes up automatically and then the other team goes into a playoff final where you'll take on whoever's 19th, I presume, in the other league. Where's their rules gone? No, where's their rules gone? J3 League. Rules. Give me rules. I want rules. There you go. Right. Prize money doesn't matter. So J3 League specific rules. J3 League, start date 4th of March to the 12th of December. We've already worked that out. 3 points for win, 1 for a draw. Number of teams, 20. 38 games each team plays. 5 subs can be used in 3 stoppages. That's the same as most other leagues. The match squad must have no more than 4 foreign players. We need to remember that. No more than 4 foreign players. Under 21 players are automatically eligible to play in all matches. That's fine. Only players registered for this competition are eligible to play. Goal difference is the sorting rules. That's fine. Then you've got goal scored, the results between the teams. But it tells you about promotion, qualification, relegation. There's nothing too weird and wonderful about that. The relegation promotion things, if you play non-league football in England, you'll kind of be familiar with that similar sort of thing. No trialists allowed. There's your eligibility. It seems the same as others. Disciplinary rules: 1 match ban after 4 yellow cards, 2 match ban for every additional 4 yellow cards, 1 match ban for the first red card, 2 match ban for every additional red card. All of that seems pretty similar to what you'd get in either England or Europe. Transfer windows: minimum of 2 players trained at the club for 3 years before the 21st birthday. Maximum squad size of 27 players in Continental. So what's the Continental? I mean, we ain't got to worry about Continental. We're in the J3 League, but maximum squad size is 25. So that's the same again as what you get in most other places. 21st of July is where, so we've missed the last registration. So there's no more transfer windows or anything like that for us. The first transfer window is from Friday the 6th of January to the 31st of March. That's a long old transfer window. I mean, I suppose that really is your summer transfer window, isn't it? But it's in January to March. Then you have your summer transfer window, which is 21st of July, or your winter transfer window, I should say, from the 21st of July to the 18th of August. So that's the one you get in January in English football and European football. Then you're back to the 6th of January. What? Friday the 6th of January to Friday the 8th of September. Oh, that's your restricted thing, free transfers only, which we should be fitting into that. So we should be able to still bring players in because we can do free transfers. The problem is, can we register them? Because according to this, if we get anyone in before the 18th of August, we can register. So we are in a transfer window right now then. That's what that tells me. I mean, there's no money to spend, but Work permit rules. Teams treated as non-foreign is Thailand, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Singapore, Indonesia and Malaysia. Outside of that, it's foreign. Miscellaneous rules. Minimum stadium capacity is 5,000. We're fine with that. Terracing is permitted in stadiums. Minimum stadium seating capacity is 3,000. So if we look at our stadium, we've got a 21,000 capacity stadium. 6,500 is seated. That is fine. It's not owned by the club though. It's owned by the council, which is quite interesting. Basic training facilities, basic youth facilities, fairly basic academy coaching, fairly basic youth recruitment. Okay, it is what it is. In terms of applying for my coaching badges, what I'll do is I'm not going to apply for it straight away because I don't think I'm going to get it straight away. So in this case with Fukushima, I'm going to wait until the end of the season and then I'll ask for my first coaching badge. Hopefully that works out. I'm the manager. Right, let's have a look at our staffing. Oh, wow. Okay, we need to employ some people. So let's place an advert for a director of football. Let's place an advert for a chief scout. Let's place an advert for 2 scouts that we're allowed. We need to have a head physio. We need to have a head of sports science. And we need to have a physio. I think it will be nice to have a... Well, I don't really know how we're 5th best in the league for physio when we don't have a physio. We literally have a chief doctor and 3 sports scientists. I mean, yet the sports scientists are actually... I mean, who are a sports scientist? It looks like they're great at physio, but rubbish as a sports scientist. So that sports scientist is also a fitness coach. I mean, he's got 8 for sports science. We need to remember what level we're at as well. As a fitness coach, he's got 7. So he's not exactly great, is he? Let's be honest. Next, I mean, this dude's got 1 for sports science and 11 for physio. He's in the wrong role. I think what we need to do with him really is move him over as a physio. No, you're not going to be a sports scientist because you're not a sports scientist. Oh, they only want that to be... Do you know what? I'm walking away from that. I am not taking a part of that. I don't like the look of that. Another sports... At least he's got 8 for sports science. I mean, 1 is just ludicrous. It really is. Right, what we've got over here, so we can have 2 more coaches. So what have we got at the moment? We've got me, my assistant, a goalkeeping coach, a fitness coach, head of youth development. So in theory, we need to get a coach that can do some attacking and some set pieces. Are we allowed to employ an actual set piece coach? No, we're not. I don't think we'll go for a goalkeeper. We're only allowed 2 more coaches, so we'll just go for normal coaches that can focus on attacking and set pieces, I think. Right. So that's our staffing. So let's have a look at our responsibilities. So the media, this should all transfer over from previous days. My assistant can do the new signings. I'll do the league ones. My assistant can do the domestic cup ones. I'll do the continentals. We're not going to be in those anytime soon. And my assistant can do the broadcast interviews. Let's confirm that. Then with training, I'm not leading training. My assistant can do that. My assistant can do that. Just get me as far away from that as possible. Tactics, provide team selection advice. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Opposition instructions. Yep, that all looks good. Match, handles touchline, leads team talks. I do not lead friendly matches. We'll tick that one. We've done training minute, transfer and contracts. We'll just leave all this as it is for the moment, unless it's the under whatever. So, oh yeah, we'll do all that. We'll do all that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing the where's my medical staff and all that sort of stuff, because I'm not doing I'll be understaffed, I suppose. Yeah, there you go. So we'll leave it like it for now. I think we've got this is how I like it to have. So yeah, that some of it seems to have panned over from previous saves, whereas others don't. Go back to our inbox. We're looking for those at the moment. Let's go to a tactics screen. What's it suggesting? I mean, I'm not doing part of the bus and route one. Jesus, I'm not doing that. What I might do is, it's something I wanted to do anyway. I'm going to look at, because we've done this, if you watch my rebuilding Blackburn Rovers save, you'll see we've done a 4-3-3 fluid counter-attack, but we've done it as a custom one. So we just changed it. So the only problem I've got, I think we'll do that because we seem better suited to that. We're not going to do cautious. We're going to go positive. We'll play for set pieces. It's got get stuck in on. I might end up taking that off. But yeah, so I think that's what we'll do for that one. Then we will train, create a new tactic. And we'll train a fluid counter-attack on that one that is the 4-3-3. And again, we'll just change the mentality to positive. Play for set pieces. And we'll just leave it as that. That will be a primary trained tactic. So now what we'll do is we'll go to set pieces. And I set these up exactly the same way wherever I am. I don't go with the staff preferences all the time. I go with what I want. So I go with hybrid. What post do you want players marking whilst defending? Always have someone at the near post. How many players do you like to leave forward when defending a set piece? I go balanced. How do you prefer the ball to be delivered from attacking set pieces? Near post. How many players do you want to leave back defending during attacking set pieces? I'll go balanced. And how do you want your set pieces to be delivered into the penalty area? I'll go in swinger. So our assistant manager will do all that. Let's come out of there. I don't finish. I don't need that. Right. So what I'll then do is, so we've got our in swinger here. We'll then create a new routine, which will be a far post in swinger. So the near post in swinger I'll have on more often. The far post in swinger I'll have on less often. Okay. Then I'll go back in here again and I'll choose either a central in swinger or short post or short in swinger. I always go in swinger. I don't often go out swinger. If I'm not getting much luck with set pieces, I might come in here and change this third one and do something like a near post out swinger, or whatever I feel like doing. So I think for this one we'll do a short in swing, and again we'll put that down as less often. So the other two are always on less often, more often for the near post in swinger, and okay. That's our set pieces set up. That is all I do with set pieces. The rest of it I will leave it to the assistant. I don't touch free kicks and throw-ins. If you do and you have success doing that, let me know what you use. Other people in the comments can pick up on what you use as well. We can all help each other out. I just don't usually bother with any of those. If you have got someone that can do a long throw, by the way, by all means put the long throw on in the attacking third. But okay, so that is what we've got for there. I'm not going to worry too much about the squad planner. Let's go back to the tactic. Where's my tactic gone? Let's go back here. And let's have our best 11 picked. So that is what we're being told is our best 11 by our assistant manager. So our goalkeeper, Yamamoto, sweeper keeper on defend. He prefers to be a goalkeeper on defend. Tough, you can stay as you are. Kobayashi as a right wing back. I mean, he's better further forward, but we'll probably go with it. Wing back, he likes to be on attack. He is an attacking player, so I think what we'll do is we change him to wing back on attack. Shun Obi, central defender. Yeah, we'll leave him as he is. He's right-footed, yada, yada. He's on the right-hand side as central defender. Ball-playing defender for Noaki Suzu. See what I mean about wide centre backs. Central defender, ball play. Can he actually pass? A little bit. He's 23 years old. He can improve. I think we'll actually stick with him. Don't know what is he left-footed? Yeah, he is left-footed as well, so that's a bonus. Then we've got Tomohiko Miyazaki here. Fullback on defend. He don't really like being a wing-back by the looks of it. He's not particularly good at getting forward. He's 36 years old. He's an old man. We'll leave him as it is for the moment, but if we put him as a fullback on support, at least it gives him a little bit extra of a star there. He's prefers that more. Then we've got Kento Awano, wants to be a deep line playmaker. He's got lots and lots of potential, that boy. Then we've got this one as a defensive midfielder. So we'll leave him as a defensive midfielder, but I think we'll have him as a deep line playmaker on support. He wants to be on defence, but we need to have someone that can get forward a little bit. Nobe, so he could play as a shadow striker. And what's Mori? So Mori as an attacking midfielder. Nobe as our winger. I mean, this guy is rubbish. He can't play there. He is terrible. Yuki is our striker, we know that much. So we've got anyone else who can play on the left. This guy here. He's listed. Surplus to requirement. I mean, he's rubbish as well. So we definitely have a weakness on the left wing. We have a weakness at left back and potentially centre back as well. And I mean, we have weaknesses all over, let's be honest. But what do we have in the dev centre? Let's go and have a look at the dev centre. Right, here we are in the dev centre, and we've actually got a few promising looking players. So we've got, they're all in their reserve squad. Naoya Saita, who can play on the right or in the middle. He can play as the attacking midfielder as well as advanced playmaker, shadow striker. He's got 5-star reputation. He's running out of contract with us. I think we move him to a senior squad because he looks like he's got a a lot of potential actually. Hiroshi Omori can play in the defensive midfield, do ball winning midfielder. I mean, the fact he's only 20 years old and he can improve. He can also do the defensive midfield. He's got reasonable tackling. So I think we move him over as well. Then we've got a couple of 4-stars. So Nagano, probably don't need to move him over, to be fair. If he can just play in the middle and thinks he can be a striker. Then we have Takuto Hunu. He's a centre back. I mean, he can't head a ball and he can't jump, but he can tackle and mark. Not too enamoured about him. Let's have a look at the reserve team squad. So we've got Toru Shibata, who can play right or left. Not particularly good, and he does have a little bit of potential. Maybe we move him over. Maybe he might be a better option than what we've already got. The rest of the reserve team squad, I'm quite happy to leave where they are. If we have a look at our under 18s, what do we have in the under 18? Nobody. Okay, we don't have an under 18s, but we have moved a few players over, and I can't actually find. Oh, Saita's out injured for 3 to 6 weeks of broken collarbone, so he'll come back when he's 21. I don't know if he's going to need to be registered. Let's have a look at the registration. So Omori don't need to be registered. Shiba doesn't need to be. Mukai doesn't need to be. And Sutsumi doesn't need to be. So, okay, we're fine with that. We've got a maximum squad size of 25. We've got 23 registered. Yada, yada, yada. All wonderful stuff. Let's confirm. Well, we didn't need to confirm anything. So our next game, which will be in tomorrow's episode, by the way, is on the 28th of July. So that's in 4 days' time. So it gives me time to have a little look around. So this is what I'll do off camera. I'll have a little look at our tactics, see who we can actually bring in. I think what we might do actually, sort that by there and just give everyone a day's rest. Just help them get their fitness levels back to where they should be. In terms of what we have on the bench, we have Akira Fantini. Looks quite reasonable, actually. We'll compare him with a new goalkeeper when he comes in to see who's the better one. Kawanishi is a centre-back. I mean, to be fair to him, he's probably a better choice than Suzu. That's going to be... The only difference is he's right-footed. But if we look at his feet, he's reasonable with his left foot. Then we've got Tanaka, who can... See, he's a bit of a waste of space because he could potentially play on the right for us. He could potentially play in defence on the right-hand side because it's a more attacking role. But he's a bit of a waste of time on the left. He's probably a emergency option if it has to be. And then we've got Higuchi that can play in that role or that role. I mean, he's rubbish. He's 31 years old. He's absolute pants. I mean, Amori, as a defensive midfielder, we're probably better off bringing him into that role. Then, so we've already got a centre back here. We've got our right left back kind of here. So then this guy here won't be needed. But also Hayati Mukai, he's no use to me either because in this formation he doesn't play. So Shiba, who can do the deep line playmaker and defensive midfielder role, can do a bit of both. He's probably going to be more worthwhile up here than Mukai. Then we need to have someone that can play out wide. I'm not using him. We have not got a particularly good team. We need someone that can play, because Shiba, like I say, can at a push do these positions here, but he's not particularly. I'll tell you what as well, you do miss the Premier League where you get 9 substitutes. Shibata is probably a better option than Tanaka. Tanaka can't really do anything else for us. Okay, I need to see if I can bring in some free transfer. I'm not going to get anyone in before the next game, but we desperately need a left-sided winger. Is absolutely useless. And yeah, that's the team we've got at the moment. Let me know in the comments how you think we're going to get on this season. Are we going to avoid relegation? Because I'm not hopeful looking at what we've got here. It's not a great team. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we're going to avoid relegation? Do you think we picked the right club? What do you think of the J League of Fukushima United? Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. Bye-bye.